Hey, what's up, guys? Tyler here with Secure Team. That is the new audio that was recently captured from Jupiter's South Pole. Now, as we talked about in our last video, the Juno space probe has been circling Jupiter, taking some new imagery of its poles, and one of the recent images that we showed was this that you're seeing here of Jupiter's southern lights, where you're seeing this beautiful red aurora wrapping around the south pole of Jupiter. And what you just heard were the emissions that were actually recorded by the Juno spacecraft over a 13-hour period. So as Juno came up to its closest approach to Jupiter, and it was snapping these infrared images of this beautiful aurora here, just like the one that we have on Earth, it started receiving radio signals coming from the South Pole. And it's always very creepy when you hear these space sounds. If you remember, we've heard similar recordings in the past from Saturn. And what these are is they're radio signals that are then increased to a frequency that is audible by the human ear so that we can actually hear it. And that's what you just heard. So these are the auroral radio emissions captured from Jupiter's South Pole. Very mysterious, and it's just eerie to hear such sounds from so far out in space and from this massive planet that continues to be shrouded in mystery. We're learning new things about it every day, and it really kind of gives you the idea of how alive these other bodies are out in our solar system. They're not just pictures and videos. These things are alive and breathing and creating these emissions, and it really makes you feel how small we are on this tiny blue dot called Earth. Now, speaking of UFOs outside large celestial bodies, we have another photo taken from the SOHO website where we monitor the sun. We have multiple probes out there taking constant video and imagery of our sun. And we have this new picture tweeted to me showing yet another object found close to the sun in the shape of a triangle. So let's go ahead and zoom in here. So here is the object. And although it does look small in this picture, we have to remember how large the sun is. So even at this scale, this object could be thousands of miles in length, possibly as large as our own Earth. But the triangular shape of the object is what stuck out. So thanks to the viewer for sending that over. You've seen all of our past videos and the activity that is seemingly never ending around our sun. So check those videos out if you haven't seen them, and I have no doubt we'll be doing more videos on it in the future. Now here we have a very anomalous photograph captured by a viewer in Brooklyn, New York on September 2nd of another, probably one of the most anomalous yet, of these circular holes that have been seen being cut out of the clouds, as if there was a cloaked object creating these circular indentations. And what is so strange about this, and why it's likely one of the best images of these things that we've gotten thus far, is due to the fact that the circular hole in these clouds here, it's almost laser cut. I mean, look how sharp it is. So this was an image taken directly after this hole just appeared in these clouds, as if something pushed out this circular portion of clouds. Again, nothing seen in the sky. And yet these holes don't just cut themselves out. And not only that, but you can see that we have a trail leading from this cutout in the clouds that moves down the sky, cutting these clouds in half. And so we have this sort of pathway with this circular indentation at the end of it. So the source said it was definitely strange. It looked like something was there. Again, from all the evidence I've seen in the past, I would definitely have to say that I'm a firm believer that we have things in our skies, both that have been seen and recorded and that we featured on this channel numerous times, and there are things that we cannot see, and which the only evidence that we do have of their existence is the indirect effect that they have on our clouds and things of that nature. Sort of a calling card, if you will, that these objects are hidden, we cannot see them, however they are still solid objects and they will disturb the cloud cover when they are in the area, and we've seen this many times. So thanks to the viewer who sent this over. Now for the rest of this video today, I'd like to do a sort of special Labor Day celebration. As you all know, in America here, as well as Canada, we celebrate Labor Day, which is just the celebration of the working men and women of the world who are out there day in, day out, grinding it out. And so for today's video, I would like to do a list of some of the most secretive and mysterious and unknown places that a small group of individuals out there have had the pleasure to work at. And so we will go down the list of our top 5 most secretive and mysterious places of employment in celebration of Labor Day. So let's get to it. The mysterious Dulce Base, also known as a cousin to Area 51, is one of the most talked about and studied secret military bases in the world. Situated in the small town of Dulce, New Mexico, with a population of only 3,000 people, this base has become known for the purported alien activity happening within its boundaries and the secret testing said to have been going on there for years. Construction of this base is said to have started in the early 1940s. Beginning in 1947, a road was built near the Dulce base under the cover of a lumber company. However, many have said that this lumber company did not exist and was fictitious, as there was no lumber ever hauled to this location, and the road that they had built was later destroyed, causing many to believe that this road building was simply a cover for the construction of this deep underground facility. Very few people know what goes on down in Dulce. However, there have been a few whistleblowers that have come out stating that it does indeed exist, and that the base goes up to 7 stories below ground level, housing many different floors, elevators, hangars, and secret testing laboratories, where it is reported that aliens are being housed there, and that parts of the base are even operated and controlled by aliens. Whereas other floors of the base are used for mind control experiments, human housing, cryogenic storage, and more. It is also said that the Dulce base is connected to a secret underground railway system that stretches across the United States, connecting to other secret bases across the countryside. Dulce continues to be, to this day, one of the most secretive and mystery-shrouded bases within the world. The Zitker Underground Base, also known as the Russian Area 51, is said to be an underground facility housed under the Russian town of Kapustin Yar, a Russian rocket launch and development site established by the Soviet Union in 1946. Very little is known about this secret base. What we do know is that as of 1959, Kapustin Yar was the only publicly known Soviet missile test range. In the beginning, they tried to keep the base a secret. However, as the facility grew, with more and more people being employed, they actually had to construct a town next to the base, where the employees and the family of the employees could live. Initially, this was a secret city that was not shown on any maps and required official permission just to visit. There has also been said to have been years of UFO activity surrounding this secret test site, along with a UFO crash that occurred nearby, wherein which the wreckage is purported to have been transferred to the base, and that due to the radiation of this wreckage, to this day, no vegetation will grow in the area, nor have any animals survived. To this day, we have only secondhand stories of its existence and what went on at the Zitker Underground Base, but I guess that's the point of being a true secret base. The Wenceslas mine, located in Poland, is rumored to have been a secret base utilized by the Nazis during World War II to house secret alien technology. It is said that not only were they actively researching said alien technology, but were creating their own flying saucer-inspired back-engineered craft. Specifically that of the craft known as the Die Glocke, or the Nazi Bell, which was supposedly designed and built in this underground facility. Unfortunately for them, the war ended just before they could fully utilize this technology to their benefit. Believe it or not, Iraq and the desert surrounding it has long been incorporated with strange UFO activity. It's even been said that the dictator Saddam Hussein himself had been in contact with alien entities. It's also been said that during Saddam's reign, there was a crash of an alien vehicle, and under the dictator's instruction, the debris from the crash was carried to a secret area located somewhere in the upper valley of the Little Zab River near a town called Zarzy. This secret location, known as Saddam's own Area 51, was thrust into the spotlight in 2002 when an anonymous source with ties to the former dictator's military claimed that the UFO did indeed crash in Iraq and that the technology was being stored in this secret base. What is also interesting is that the Nazi occult organization called the EERIE showed a particular interest in the area around the town of Zarzy and allegedly recovered artifacts from an excavated ancient Sumerian city found within. According to sources, in the mid-1960s, the United States government entered into secret talks with the Australian government on the topic of constructing a satellite relay station somewhere in Australia's inland. The United States Geological Survey began to study geological maps and surveys of Australia in 1964, after which the country was selected as the region to construct the facility known as Pine Gap. What we do know about Pine Gap is that it employs nearly 1,000 people, mainly from the CIA and the National Reconnaissance Office. Originally codenamed Merino, this satellite network ground station was created and is to this day being utilized for the interception of telephone, radio, data links, and other communications around the world. The facility currently includes a dozen radomes, a 5,600 square meter computer room, and 20-odd service and support buildings. What is also interesting to note is that Pine Gap has also been said to have been the home of secret back-engineered craft being tested by the US government, including that of the Aurora, or TR-3B. According to sources, former Nazi scientists began work after World War II on the hypersonic craft known as the Aurora at Area 51 in Nevada after they were back-engineered from crashed UFOs. During one such testing of the Aurora, it is said to have been traced on radar coming from Pine Gap, Australia, before reaching its destination at Area 51. Now, these are just 5 of some of my favorite, secret, and mysterious places that we could only imagine what it would be like to be an employee of. And there are many more that we could have talked about in this video. However, we will indeed do another video and talk about some more of these very mysterious places, many of them being so secretive that their existence is at best questionable. So, let me know what you guys think. You can do further research on all of the bases we talked about in this video. And I just want to wish you all a happy Labor Day. To all of us who are out here grinding it out, making a living, supporting our families, trying to be the best that we can be, no matter what your job is, where you're employed, I think it's safe to say that we are all working on bettering our lives and being the best people that we can be for ourselves, for our family, and for our children. This work has become a full-time job. I love it. It is a fascinating topic, and I will continue to do this work as long as I live, and as long as you guys are here to support it. So, again, thanks for stopping by. Take it easy on this Labor Day. Kick back, give yourself a pat on the back, and relax, because you guys really deserve it. Alright, so thanks for watching. Stick around because I've got a lot more coming, and as always, I'll see you in just a bit. Stay safe, guys.